blessings so that they have the strength and they can have what they need in terms of, so they can do the Torah and the mitzvahs, and that means having perfect health, having somebody, a wife to have a companion, and in your case that will give you children, right? Health, and also money, because you have to have food to eat, and you have to have clothes to wear, and you have to have money so you can have smartphones, so you can read the New York Times when you do that.
Yeah, when you do that.
Right. So those are like the three. Like they always talk about the three blessings. The three big blessings that you pray for is the wife with the kids, is the perfect health, and is the money. Those are the three that you always pray for. That's what Judaism is about, right? So the answer is, it comes from, where does all that come from? It comes from God. That we know it comes from. When is it going to come down? That we can't answer. We don't know if it will come down at all. You may never get your bracha. You may never get a wife, Levi. I may never get a wife, right? You may never get a pot to piss in. You may never have a penny, right? I may never have a penny. What's the other one? Health. I may never be able to get it up. Who knows, right? So those are the things we don't know. We don't know if the brachos are going to come, and if they do come, we don't know when. And there's nothing we can do to control that. All we can do is hope that they do come. But if they come from God. That we know. Okay, go ahead.
Excuse me, I need to be after.
Okay, Boy Wonder's back.
Oh, good. I was really worried about
I couldn't do the show without him in there.
Okay.
This is the most lowest scoring game, not of Monday night, but of any game all year. 6-0 in the third. Okay, go ahead.
Please, let me talk about Torah. Rabbi Beryl Wine writes, every person in the world is potentially God's messenger. So,
that's true.
Rabbi Wine writes, one of the great characteristics of Joseph's personality, as we view it through the lens of the Torah narrative, is his adaptability to changing circumstances while retaining his inner self-confidence and rock-hard faith. So that's like the Jews. We tend to be conservative and to conserve our past practices, small c, not big C. We tend to hold on to our past practices, yet we're also quick to adopt to new technologies and new economics.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned that wherever a Jew goes, they are they're carrying God with them.
Yeah.
Wherever you go, you're taking God with you, and it's really an important thing to keep in mind, because if a Jew really remembers that, it will keep him on the straight and narrow, right? Because like you go to the market, you take God into the market with you. That's not so bad, right? You go jogging, you're taking God jogging with you. Okay, not so bad. But like when you go into a movie or an adult book, a strip club, good example. You're taking God into the strip club with you, and like maybe God doesn't want to go to that strip club. Maybe he's already been there the night before and he's not interested in going back. Right? He doesn't want to go there. Why are you, the Jew, representing the Jewish people by going
at a strip club?
At a strip club.
Maybe you're like trying to talk the dancers into a better way of life.
We've done
like
that.
Help her.
We've done that bit.
Help her with a college tuition.
No, we've done that bit. All right, go ahead.
Rabbi Wine writes, the rough and tumble of Jewish and
There's
Israeli...
not a lot of laughs in this week's show. Let's get some laughs. Let's get some funny going. Go ahead.
Okay, in the rough and tumble world of Jewish politics and Israeli politics, organizational life, and competitive societal forces, temptation for excluding others and even punishing them is strong. But the lesson of Joseph, who reconciled with his brothers, should remain instructional to all of us today as well. Jewish society that can cast away old hatreds and feuds, truly attempt to be conciliatory one to another, certainly be stronger and holier in purpose and action. In this respect, should all profit from and attempt to emulate Joseph's wisdom and course of behavior with reconciling with his brothers.
What does that mean?
Well, you don't always hold on to all your old resentments and feuds, and sometimes
let it go.
Sometimes, not always, but sometimes, let it go.
Let it go. What about like if you have like big feuds with family members from the time you were a little kid?
Well, I'm not gonna poskin for any individual. I don't know individual, but when you can let it go. When people try to meet you halfway, then that's a good thing.
Baba Messiah said, "What if it's a sneeze strip club?" You didn't think about that.
There's no such thing.
No, it could be like she could have she could have one of those Islamic. What do you call those things? A burqa. She could have a burqa on. Right, and she'd be like doing her pole dance with the burqa. Can you go to that? I would go to that. That sounds good. They only show the ankles. Oh, Boy Wonder says he keeps getting kicked out of Ustream. I've heard that before. I don't know what to make of that. What about toxic family members? What about that, Levy?
Like as the Kenny Rogers song said, you got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run.
You know something? My rabbi said something similar to that. My rabbi said something this. You're like on the right page. Now he didn't quote that song from The Gambler, right? But my own rabbi said something like that, and because I said like, what's the approach like I should have with my own parents? And he says, comes a time when you need to just cut some people off. You need to be able to just cut some people off. And I was actually surprised to hear him say this. This was like 4 years ago. No, I'm sorry, 7 years ago. This was like 7 years ago he wrote this to me. And I was like, whoa, because I had thought that the kibbud av va'em, the honoring of my mother and father meant you could never cut them off. And he was like, got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. It was like sometimes you just need to know you got to cut some people off.
So what were some of the reserved topics that we had if we run out of things to talk about?
I
think we went
through the reserves.
Everything.
Went through the reserves.
We hit that crazy rabbi going up on TiVo.
We talked about that. Is Santa I saw him wearing tefillin today. 300 people posted the same photo because Lord knows on Facebook, when you see a photo, it could be that nobody else has seen it, or it could be that 300 other people. There it is again. 300 other people have already posted it, so I got my news feed was completely filled with the picture of Santa with the tefillin. Let's talk about the Mayan calendar. What about that?
You think the world's coming to an end in 2012?
2012 is an interesting year because it's the 200th anniversary of the War of 1812. And I think that it's time that there should be a rematch, and it should be the U.S. versus Canada, and we should, go after them. What else? Oh, big week this week. Between now and the next week is Christmas. Big day for the Goyim. It's the most wonderful time of the year. So let's talk about Hanukkah a little bit. You ready tomorrow night? What do you got going?
I'm looking for a party.
A party?
Yeah.
You're looking for a party?
Yeah.
I
want to mingle. I'm single and I'm ready to mingle.
Yeah? Every day on Facebook you don't have this because you have block ad. But I didn't do block ad when I got my new computer. I didn't do block ads, so whatever. I could do it, but I don't. And I have the ads so every day I have an ads all day long for Christian singles. Christian singles. Mingle with Christian singles. When you said mingle with Christian singles. I don't know why I get that, but whatever. Last year you were invited to a party for Hanukkah, were you not? Weren't you?
I'm sure there will be parties for me this Hanukkah season, so I'm just
I'm sure there's plenty of girls,
to get out there.
Plenty of women who want to spin your dreidel. Where did that come from? So you just got to put yourself out there, yeah.
Yeah, the Alter Rebbe was freed from prison.
What's that got to do with anything?
It's always an excuse to get out of St. Tuckerton because he was freed on multiple occasions. How come the Lubavitcher Asher Yatza blessing is different from the regular Asher Yatza? As I look in their Siddur, so many things are different from a regular Siddur. It's confusing for an impressionable newcomer such as myself.